North Dakota Governor Burgum has had a very busy first couple of months in office.
For the first-time political office holder, he's facing budget issues and a potential environmental disaster at the DAPL protest site. We sat down with him earlier.
Governor Burgum, thank you for joining us to answer a few questions about your first few months in office.
Well, we want to begin with DAPL. It's the big issue still. You issued an evacuation order on Wednesday to clear out the main protest camp over concerns of flooding and a possible environmental disaster. But what steps are you going to take to make sure those people move out by February 22nd, right?
Well, I think we should talk first a little bit about the conditions in the camp because one time we had a peak population, over 10,000 people staying there, which would make it even one of the larger cities in our state. And this is a place that's got no streets, no sewer and water, no fire, no police, no form of government. Leadership is fractioned. And some of the people that are there, as we've come to understand the conditions of the camp, some of these people are actually homeless. We believe there's homeless veterans that are in the camp that arrived in December. We've got other people that may not have a place to go. So one of the things that we're doing as part of the cleanup is setting up, in conjunction with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, a transition center where we can help provide with people whether they need health assessments, behavioral health, transportation, to try to really take care of the people that may find themselves in a place where they're living in a place that's dangerous from a health standpoint. It needs to be cleaned up from an environmental, ecological standpoint, and we've got the potential for dangerous flooding. So again, we want to make sure that we help these people get where they need to go to.
Well, we have all watched the troubles with President Trump's executive order restricting travel from 7 Muslim majority countries. The North Dakota legislature is now looking at the issue of clamping down on refugee resettlement. Do you support those actions?
Well, I think it's appropriate for us as a country, given that we continue to be observe both abroad and here that acts of terrorism as something that sort of threatens the safety of people in many countries. And so I think it's appropriate because one of the roles of government is make sure that your people are all safe. But having said that, we're also a nation that's been built on 2 founding principles. One is immigration, the other is religious freedom. And I think that the challenge that we have to find, or the balance that we have to find as a country, is how do we balance making sure that everybody is safe, but making sure that we stay true to the principles that helped us become the country that we are.
Well, Governor, you have deep ties to Microsoft. It's legendary now. Pioneer in workplace diversity over the years. It has an employee research group called Gleam for its LGBT employees. But the fact remains, in North Dakota, you can still be fired for your sexual identities. But the House recently defeated a bill again for LGBTQ protections for the 4th time in 8 years. Do you support that vote?
No, I don't support the vote, and I think everybody knows that. And long before Microsoft at Great Plains 20 years ago, the company that predated and what now has become the last, 16 years, the Microsoft Fargo campus, we had spousal benefits and for domestic partners, and we understood, I think as the whole tech industry understood, that if you want to, you need to be welcoming. You can't believe in discrimination of any kind. It's the right thing to do, I think, morally, but it's also the right thing to do economically from an economic development standpoint. And so I would just call the vote disappointing, and I hope it's one of these things. I hope it comes up every 2 years, and at some point we'll catch up with the rest of the world, because I think North Dakotans we want to be a place where we're about non-discrimination. That's the kind of place we want to be, and I think we'll get there.
Well, finally, we hear you had a little problem with your attire on the Senate floor the other day. It's gone all over social media. So do you think these rules should be relaxed a little bit for modern times?
Well, I don't know. You guys got your
jeans on right now, yeah. I thought of wearing the jeans.
Are you going to kick me out of here? I don't know.
Do
you have rules? I see what you guys
so
wear.
If I could take the tie off, I would too.
Wear under. But no, it's a again. It was to me, that's sort of a no worries, no issue thing. It was great. There were some kids from Centennial Elementary School that were out there for a school day. Senator John Casper from Fargo said, "Hey, do you want to get a picture taken with him?" And I said, "Absolutely." Rolled in there with a bunch of parents who also weren't in appropriate attire, and we got our picture taken. And then when we left, someone stopped me to chat, and I chatted, I guess, about 30 seconds too long, and was asked to leave, but was happy to comply because I respect the rules that they have. And
have you read any of the comments? Because it's kind of both sides on this thing. It's people really got opinions on it.
I don't spend really any time on social media, and I don't worry about that. I mean, I think again the whole thing with me, coming from the tech industry, If you want, went in any meeting in Silicon Valley or in Seattle at Microsoft, the worst dressed person, who hadn't shaved, who was the geekiest looking person in the room, might be the smartest person in the room, might have the best idea in the room, and might be the richest person in the room, in terms of the success of what they'd had. So there's no correlation in my mind between what people wear or how they look and what they can contribute to a process. Yeah. And if I thought if I thought I could be a better governor by wearing a tie every day, I'd wear 2 of them, every day. I mean, if I thought that would make me smarter or help me, lead better, but I just haven't seen the correlation between the two. And so, I mean, there's times where it's appropriate, and I think you want to honor the office and do that. And I want to always be respectful. But, every day I go to work, grateful along with the First Lady. I'm so grateful to have an opportunity. I wake up every day and make a difference for people in North Dakota. You can do that. Mm-hmm. And the good news is it doesn't matter if I'm wearing jeans or not. I can go to work and make a difference, and that's what I'm focused on.
Well, hopefully that answers the question for a few people that are wondering out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we have for us today. Thank you so much for being with us today, Governor Burgum.
Well, great to be with you, and thanks for all you guys do. And today, more than ever, having news media that people can trust is important for people to move the state ahead. And I just want to say appreciate the opportunity to be on here, and thanks for all you guys do to keep North Dakota pointed in the right direction.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.